Hey, welcome to yoga. We're going to change things around since I'm in a little different space. Grab a chair if you have a chair, or maybe use the back of your bed or a dresser. We're going to do a little bit of stretching at the top of class using furniture. So grab something that's pretty solid and we will get started. So I'm just going to start with my hands on whatever it is I'm using, my chair. You can use the arms of the chair or your bed. I'm going to pull my hips back and walk my feet away from whatever it is I'm reaching onto. So I create kind of a 90-degree angle if we can. I'm really pulling the hips and the pelvis away and planting those hands firmly and spread out wide on whatever it is that you've got, or gripping the sides of the chair. So just let's breathe here. Let's do a few soft bending of the knees. So bending the knees over the toes and straightening, bending and straightening. Let's drop into our breaths. Inhale and exhale as you lengthen the back of the knees. Inhale as you bend, exhale as you straighten. Now scooping the pelvis slowly, scoop that pelvis and then round the lower back, round the mid back, round the upper back, all the way through the head and the neck. And then give yourself a little standing cobra. So press the shoulders down and look. I don't know if you can see me. And just press the pelvis forward slightly. And then push back. And go back into that 90 degrees. And then we'll do a few more bending of the knees. Inhale. And now when you bend the knees, you should get a nice stretch in the shoulders. Try to wrap those shoulders out and down the back. Big long breaths. And then scooping the pelvis, rounding through vertebrae by vertebrae. You can even come up onto the toes a little bit here and just give yourself a little standing cobra. Push the shoulders down. Oh yeah. One more time. Push back into that 90-degree angle. Few soft bends of the knees. Rounding the scapulas away from each other, the shoulders away from each other, and down the back. And then slowly starting with the base of the pelvis, scoop, and then the lower back, mid back, upper back, neck, head, and come into that cobra. See if you can give yourself a nice stretch, arch, tight booty, and then come back. And let's just set ourselves up so we can do a few easy push-ups. Walk your hands wherever you need to, and we'll just take a soft push-up, chest to whatever it is that you've got a hold of. Maybe 5. Inhale and exhale. Just warming up the body. Oops. Something. Those spam calls come all day long. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good. And go ahead and just, wherever you are, you can use the bed or the chair. I'm going to still use the dresser, but you might want to have your leg a little lower. But I'm going to take my right leg up onto whatever it is that I've got in front of me. We're going to do actually basically what we do when we're on the mat. Can't really see my face, can you? So this is a standing version of what we do on the mat. So we're going to do a little runner's lunge. So we're going to press the pelvis forward, and then we're going to come back, bend the knee, and do a little bit of a reach over the leg. And then straighten that standing leg. And then do a little runner's lunge in pressing in, bending that leg that's on top, lengthening, bending the standing leg, and do a little billow release. Now, if you want, when you get your body over the leg, you can straighten the leg and then bend it again a couple times. When we're on the mat, this is that stretch that we do. Sometimes we do a little Spider-Man fingers, and we do a little billowing spine, and you can do that here if you want, bending up and then arching down, bending up, rounding up and arching down. Ooh, feel that hamstring stretch. And then a couple more of those runner's lunges. Beautiful. And a couple more. You can even take the arms up here. I've got my hands in palms together in that stretch and do a little chest lift. Beautiful, you guys. We look like statues. Feel that delicious stretch in the front of that left hip. And then go ahead and see if you can lift that leg off and then flip it and grab it behind you just to come into a quad stretch. So getting the back of the leg and the top of the leg. Yeah. And then let that go and grab hold of it in front of you and just circle that ankle a couple times. One direction and then the other. Good. And then try the left leg. Bring that up onto whatever it is. Get yourself far enough away, but close enough. It's like a kind of a balance. You might have to do a few test stretches to find out where the perfect place is. So yeah, nice little runner's lunge stretch, bringing that left thigh to the rib cage. Feel that delicious stretch on the right side. You can even massage it a little bit. Massage the front of that right hip. You can lengthen here if you want. Give yourself a little opening of the chest. It's like we're doing a standing warrior one. And then push back, flex that left foot, bend the knee, and then just billow that chest forward and down gently, because this is the beginning of our class. I'm doing a lot of soft massage on the hamstring and the calf. You can do a few straightening of the standing leg here if you want, bend and straighten. And then come up, and then another runner's lunge. A nice lift of the torso, looking up, and then pushing those hips back, bending that standing leg, billowing the torso over that leg, and then a few lengthenings of the standing leg. One more time, let's do a nice runner's lunge, pushing through. I saw you, Amy, doing a nice rounded forward. Maybe we can try that too. Dropping the head forward. That feels nice. Ooh, let it go. Last time, let's send that torso over the leg. Drop the forehead to the knee. I'm reaching my hands on top of my dresser or my chair. That helps with balance. And then standing tall, see if you can just grab that ankle or that foot and come into a quad stretch. And this is a nice balancing challenge. Beautiful. Oh, good. Let's just do a few hip circles to the right. And to the left. The hula hoop exercise. Good. Take a nice deep breath in. Swing those arms up, lengthen. Let's just stay here for a minute. Drop the shoulders, root the four corners of each foot into the ground. Lift the belly, drop the shoulders, but lengthen the fingertips up. Look up. Feel how long you can be. Breathe here. Energy shooting through the body, into the ground, up through the fingertips, into the ceiling. And let's do a nice roll down, starting with the chin to the chest, shoulders, ribs, waist, slow and steady, low back, pelvis, and find your spot. If you want to bend the knees and hang out here, that's all good. If you want to go into that forward fold and grab a block, that's good. Shake the head no. Nice and slow. And shake the head yes. Heavy head. Wag that tail, right and left. And notice what you feel. Notice where you feel. Soften the knees over the toes. And then lengthen. Soften the knees. Lengthen. One more time. Keep that head dropped. Soften the knees and lengthen. Let's take the elbows in the hands. Find a nice spot where you feel comfortable and a little uncomfortable. And let's just breathe here in forward fold. 3 big, deep breaths. Release the hands and let's come down onto the floor into a cross-legged position. We're going to adjust this camera so you can see me. Good. All right. This drawer does not want to stay. So we're going to do a little moving breath work. So we're going to start with the body open. My left hand is on the mat. My right arm is up and I'm opening my chest and my palm is towards the ceiling. We're going to inhale here. On the exhale, we're going to round to the left, really drop that right shoulder, right scapula down, swoop across the front, drag the left arm across to the right, and then open up the left side palm to the ceiling. So we're going to do that with a nice breath. Inhale, exhale, swoop down and forward and across and up. Inhale, and down and across and swoop across and open. Beautiful. Continue in your own time. I want you to really inhale on that opening and press the hand into the floor to get a nice stretch across the chest. And recover. How did that feel? That feels delicious to me. Did you get that nice open and press into the floor to get that spiral. Yeah, good. So now let's go forward and back. Let's inhale, grabbing the knees, look up, drop the shoulders, and then exhale, scoop that pelvis and look down. Getting the rib cage and the spine juiced up here. And you can really scoop the pelvis forward on this contraction. Like you can really almost lift the front of your pelvis off the floor. Just for fun, why not? Whew, we were always told never to do that in dance class, but now we get to do whatever we want. And a couple more, and then we're gonna add the yumminess of the stir it up. So take that rib cage to the right, and you can add the head here too, right? So the chin drops on the contraction, and then the chin lifts on the arch. And I like to add my elbows into it too. So when I contract back, I take my elbows forward. And when I arch, I take the elbows back. Reverse directions. Yeah, very, very good. All right, let's take those legs out. All I want to do here is have our feet in front of us and just drop the knees to the right, lift, drop the knees to the left. I mean, honestly, this can actually be a little painful for me. So keep the feet kind of close to the pelvis, not too far away, and really try to keep both sides of the pelvis, the butt cheeks on the floor, even when you lift from one side to the other. I mean, I know the one side's going to lift a little, but you still want to kind of keep it grounded. That's where the nice stretch in the joint comes. You feel that in the hip joints? Good. And then we're going to add to that. My pelvis is scooting forward. I have to push myself back. We're going to do that nice twist that we've done before, where we sort of inhale, twist, reach forward, do a little push up, chin and chest to the floor, and then come back up. And then we swoop across the horizon, and then we do the other side. And the challenge is really to get that chest and chin away from the body. So really reach the chest and chin away from the pelvis. And the elbows can go out on that push-up, and try to get the chest all the way to the floor. A couple more on each side. Take your time. I'm getting warm. I don't know, it's getting warm in here. There's no air. Good. And let's come back. This is my new favorite stretch. I don't know why it feels so good, but from here, we're just going to slide those legs out in a little narrow V. We're going to reach out, following that V with our arms, lengthening. I really feel the belly button lifting towards the spine. My feet are pointed, and then I just lay my torso down right between those legs. You can flex the feet here and point them, kind of moving between a flex and a point. And then walking those hands up one more time, lengthening from the root chakra all the way forward, almost like you're like an envelope folding. Are you sneezing or are you laughing there, Sherry? And hang out down here and just kind of weave a little back and forth with the torso from right to left, massaging that lower back. And then when you're ready, walking up. And let's actually come into a table position, an inverted table. So fingertips forward, toes forward. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders together behind you, chin to chest. Exhale, press the pelvis up. And we'll just breathe here. Let's take 5 breaths. Tight glutes. Lift the pelvis a little higher. And on the exhale, let that pelvis drop and come on down onto your back. All right. We're gonna do a few pelvis bridges here. Inhale, hands down by your sides, palms down. On the exhale, we're gonna lift the pelvis off the ground. Whew. Now you can stay here, or if you want, you can do a little slow march. So you can lift the right knee towards the chest and then put it down gently, and lift the left knee and put it down gently, nice and slow. And then after you do that a few times, let's just stay up and let's open the knees and squeeze the knees 5 times. Keep that pelvis lifted. I want tight, tight glutes, like it's almost like you're only using your glutes. Those are the only muscles you're using, even though you are using others. Just focus on those glutes. And then when you're ready, bring that pelvis down. Good. We're gonna take the arms above the head. Inhale, feet are still flat on the ground. On the exhale, we're gonna come up and reach past the knees. We're gonna bring our hands to prayer, and then we're gonna twist right, left, as we come down onto the floor. Inhale, raise the arms up above the head. Exhale, sit up, reach forward. Inhale, prayer. Exhale, right, left, and inhale, arms above the head. It's nice and slow. Exhale up. This time we're going to twist left first. Slow, 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 slow. Inhale, arms above the head. Exhale, reach past the knees. Inhale, prayer to the left. Twist as you lower slowly with control. That's the hard one right there. Inhale, arms above the head. Exhale, reach past the knees. Hands come to prayer. Inhale. Exhale, right, left. Inhale, arms come above the head. And keep going. We're going to do the left side. Beautiful. Let's bring those legs to tabletop so they're just up off the ground. We're going to inhale with the hands above the head. Behind the head. Inhale, exhale, come off the floor to the bra line right there. Elbows are back. We're going to tap the toes. Tap the right, tap the left. Keep everything solid up above. All you're doing is moving the hip joint. The leg stays in the same shape. So you're not moving the knee joint at all. Get a little higher off the ground. Bring your upper body off the ground. Tap, tap, tap. Inhale, exhale, inhale, higher off the floor. Little more crunch. 2 more. Last one. And release. Go ahead and let the knees fall to the right. Whoo, big sigh. And bring the knees and let them fall to the left. Big sigh. And a couple more times, just right and left. Good. All right, we're gonna do a nice roll up here. So lengthen the legs, inhale, arms above the head, peel the arms off the head. Keep the arms by the ears. That's the hard part. Good, sit up nice and tall. And just give yourself a nice forward fold stretch right here. Release. And let's find our way onto our hands and knees. Really, what time is it? Okay. We're going to do a little flow here. We're going to start with prayer to half push up, and then we're going to move to down dog and full push up. So let's do 5. We're going to move through prayer, come up onto all fours, do a little push up, mini push up, keeping those elbows scraping the chest, and then pushing back into prayer. Inhale as you come up, and exhale as you push through the push up. That was 2, 3, 4. They get harder with each one. And 5. Good. Let's tuck those toes and come into down dog. Let's just hang out here for a down dog for a second. Have a little play time here, treading the feet, lifting the legs around. If you want to check your mobility, wrapping those shoulders away from each other and down. So we're going to do down dog into plank. Now you can drop the knees and do a push-up, or you can do a regular push-up. We're going to do 5. That was 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5, and I'll meet you in down dog. Let's walk those feet towards the hands, come into forward fold, and roll to standing. All right, let's do our pranayama, 20 breaths, and then we'll stay standing for the rest of class. So, whatever arms you want, you can do an inhale and an exhale to prayer, or an inhale and an exhale to a hug. You can do a sweep up and down. You can do a flow, whatever feels right for you as far as your arms, but we'll do 20 breaths. Whenever you're ready, begin. Let's take a nice deep breath together in and interlace those fingers in a way that does not feel normal. Send the palms to the ceiling, walk the shoulders up the ladder. Ooh. And take those arms down. Beautiful. We're going to actually do a little aerobic element if you want. We're going to be jumping in between. So we're going to take our feet from center and just hop out. It's just one little aerobic element you can add if you want to. You don't have to. You can just step out. We're going to take the right toes out and the left heel in. Then we're going to drop into warrior two. So yeah, find your pelvic alignment. Get that heel shooting towards the back arch. Then we're going to do a little tilt action. Now you can stay here and breathe. It's beautiful and hard, and I probably should do that. But I'm going to move. I'm going to tilt over, looking up, and then I'm going to come back up. 5 of those. So I'm really keeping the arms actually equal distance from each other the whole time. They never actually lose the relationship between each other or come out of that. All we're doing is tilting, looking up, the palms come forward, and then we rise and the palms come down. Couple more. And then we're going to hang out in warrior two. So find a nice warrior two that you can hold. We're going to get the shakes going a little bit. Wrap those legs out and down. Spiral staircase legs. Breathe here and let's just do a little zone out. 3 breaths. Good. Toes come forward and hands come to prayer. Now you can step the feet together or you can jump. Shake it out. And jump out or step. Left toes out, right heel in. Pelvic alignment. And then take those arms out when you're ready. Belly's lifted. Now I want that left knee tracking to the left. Do you feel when you do that? Do you feel that in your groin? Yeah, yes, good. So you want to track that knee left and press the pelvis forward slightly. Here we go with our tilts. Breathe and find the flow that feels best for you. I like to inhale as I rise, exhale as I tilt, but some people like the reverse. Find what's right, play with the breath. And 3 breaths in, warrior two. And toes come forward, hands come to prayer, and jump or step That can have a lot of pressure on the outside of the ankle, so don't hurt yourself. Shake it out. And a little hop out. Try the other side. Right toes out, left heel. Let's actually bring that pelvis all the way around, lifting the back heel off the floor. And we're going to come into crescent on the right side. Beautiful, yogis. Let's breathe here, chest lifted, shoulders dropped. On the next inhale, we're going to use that back leg to push off and over. My head gets missing, but you can, but it's down there. Now we're in a kind of standing split. Try to walk those hands as close as you can to that standing foot. We're going to bend the standing leg and the working leg and tap the back knee to the front knee and then send it back out, up in the air. Bend, tap the back knee to the front knee, the back of the front knee. If you understand what I'm saying, you can follow the words, or you can just follow me. We're doing 5 of these little taps, knee taps, and then we're gonna plant that back leg and come back up to crescent. And then drop that back leg, come back to our little star in prayer, hop together and shake it out. The shakeout is important, y'all. And don't be afraid to really shake. Good. Step or hop out, toes, heel, crescent on the left side. Establish that really proud warrior pose. On the next exhale, shoot that leg up in the air, head goes down, hands walk back, fingertips are forward, bend both knees, tap the back of the left knee with the right knee, send it back up, bend and lengthen, bend, lift the belly button, lengthen, 2 more. Control that descent. Control that leg coming down. And step back. Find your crescent. Drop that back heel, toes come forward. And you can do heel toe, or hop forward. Grab some water, shake it out. Let me check the time here. Okay. Whew. Let's do a balancing pose and settle the mind and the body for a second. Let's just come to mountain and move into tree. Yeah, mountain. And then whenever you're ready, you just move into tree. It doesn't matter which leg, it doesn't matter how. Find your way into something that feels comfortable, that settles you, but also that challenges you. Whenever you're ready, find your way into the other side, however that feels good to you. Make it a dance, a yoga dance. Find the grace. Beautiful. Let's come into chair, shooting the pelvis back, arms up by our ears, scapulas dropped, belly button lifted. Pick up that right leg, thigh to chest, and then shoot it back. And then place the hands on the mat and straighten both legs and bring the nose to the knee. Big breath here. Walking the hands to the front, bring the toes to the front and grab hold of those ankles and just do a little pyramid stretch here with the feet wider than the hips. Hands to the waist. Use your core to lift through the flat back all the way to standing. Good. Come to chair on the opposite side, facing the other direction. Find your chair, lift the belly button. Yeah, that's gonna scoop your pelvis down. You don't want to stick your butt out here. You are sticking your butt out, but you're not releasing the lower back. Lift the left thigh to the chest. Shoot the leg out behind you. Hands come to the mat. Straighten the front leg, nose to knee. Breathe. Toes come to the front as we walk our hands forward this time. Weave the hands through the legs, reach through the legs, pull the floor toward you. Pull the floor even more toward you. And you're gonna get a sense of stretch between your shoulder blades as well as the backs of the legs, the hamstrings. Breathe. Good, hands come to the waist, using your core, starting with the top of your head. Go forward and up, using your core to stand. Beautiful. Bend the right knee over the right toe. Reach the left hand down and open up the right arm. Send the hips back. Give yourself a delicious stretch and twist here. Inner thigh is stretching. Spinal twist here. Use the hand on the floor to push open your twist a little bit more. Look further past your right shoulder. Come back up to standing, hands on your waist. So every time we recover, we're using our core, yeah? Other side, bend the left knee over the left toe. Reach the right hand across. Get that hand right in front of the left toes and use the floor for traction to get a nice twist, spinal twist. Push the hips back so you really get the right inner thigh stretch. Using the core to recover, push into the floor, bring the hands to the waist. Let's just heel toe our way into mountain. And let's take those hands above the head, and let's press the pelvis forward, tight glutes, and then making like a little reverse arc here. Good. Whew. Inhale, recover. Exhale, dive through those hands all the way forward into a forward fold. Shake out the head, shake out the pelvis. Take the hands in front of you. We're gonna bend the right knee slightly. And we're gonna do a little spinal twist here. Inhale, exhale, bring the hand back, switch knees. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, bring it back, switch knees. Inhale like a flow, like bellows, like your bellows with a fire. Inhale, exhale, switch knees. Inhale, exhale, switch knees. Inhale, exhale, switch knees, and bend the knees all the way down, taking weight into the hands. While we're here, it just feels right. Let's try a balancing pose. Elbows come down, knees come to the outside of the elbows, lift the pelvis, press the weight forward slightly. Take one foot off the floor and then the other. Try another one if you want, and then I will meet you down on the mat. On your back. Woo. Taking that right leg over the left, placing the right heel on top of the left knee, weaving the hands through. Just do a nice 4 stretch here. Let it go. Just surrender to the stretch. And when you're ready, unhook those legs, give them a shake, and try the other side. Let's do a spinal twist. Let's extend the right leg down to the ground, hug the left knee to the chest, and then cross it over the body. Ooh. And open up the left side. See if you can, I can't, but see if you can get the left shoulder reaching towards the ground and the left knee reaching towards the ground. That's the opening and the spinal twist. And recover. Switch legs. Cross the left knee over the body and see if you can find a balancing point. I mean, maybe neither one of your knee or your shoulder is touching the floor, but see if you can get them sort of equal distance to the floor. Looking over your right shoulder. And recover gently. Yeah, good. Shake those legs out. Let's come into either hold L, which is the legs are up and the arms are above your head, and just hang out here for a bit, getting the weight off the ankles and off the feet. This is just a really good respite for our legs. Or if you want, you can lift the pelvis off the ground and walk the hands up the back to come into candle. Letting the legs slowly drop onto the floor above your head. Take the palms down on the ground, palms down, coming into plow. And then slowly drop the pelvis onto the ground, keeping the legs as close to the chest as you can for as long as possible. And then open the legs and grab the toes and come into happy baby. Big sigh here. When you're ready, release those feet. Take the arms above the head. Inhale. Hold the breath. Squeeze everything tight for as long as you can. Exhale and release into the floor. Swallow. Stick out your tongue. Say, ah. And I invite you to conclude the class with your own Shavasana. Take your time, stay in it for as long as you want. I'm going to close up this class now and say namaste. Thank you so much. See you next week.